souls, Swancha Kalpatarubhischa, Kripa Sindhubhyai Vachapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear friends, devotees, thank you so much for taking out your most valuable time to read, study Bhagavad Gita. Kritika P. So I believe, where are you joining from? If you want to share with state, city, country. Okay. Nonetheless, we are very grateful that you took your time to join. So we will study one verse from Bhagavad Gita, and then we will read one article by His Grace Chaitanya Prabhu, which talks about this Operation Sindoor and the ongoing war, or a little bit turbulence. I don't know what's the right word to say, between India and Pakistan. So we'll try to understand a little bit from the Gita perspective also, by reading one article by His Grace Chaitanya Prabhu. So let's study Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 32 in this connection. Yadrichaya chopapannam chopapannam swargadwaram pavritam sukhina kshatriya partha labhante yuddham idrisham. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets. Purport. As the Supreme Teacher of the world, Lord Krishna condemns the attitude of Arjuna, who said, I do not find any good in this fighting. It will cause perpetual habitation in hell. Such statements by Arjuna were due to ignorance only. He wanted to become non-violent in the discharge of his specific duty. For a Kshatriya to be on the battlefield and to become non-violent is the philosophy of fools. It's a powerful line, isn't it? For a Kshatriya to be on the battlefield and to become non-violent is the philosophy of fools, Prabhupada is saying. In the Parashara Smriti, or religious codes made by Parashara, the great sage and the father of Vyasadeva, it is stated, Kshatriyo hi prajarakshan shastra pani pradandayan nirjitya para sanyadi shitim dharmena palaye. The Kshatriya's duty is to protect the citizens from all kinds of difficulties, and for that reason he has to apply violence in suitable cases for law and order. Suitable cases for law and order. Therefore, he has to conquer the soldiers of inimical kings, and thus, with religious principles, he should rule over the world. With religious principles, rule over the world. Considering all aspects, Arjuna had no reason to refrain from fighting. If he should conquer his enemies, he would enjoy the kingdom, and if he should die in the battle, he would be elevated to the heavenly planets, those whose doors were wide open to him. Fighting would be for his benefit in either case. Hare Krishna. Such a nice verse, isn't it? Fighting is not the first solution, but those who may not be inclined to solve the matter in a peaceful way when so many attempts were made, right, to resolve the matter between the Pandavas and Arjunas. Sorry, between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. So many attempts, not one, two. And they made mistake after mistake. Not mistake is like innocent, but blunders, intentional attempts to ruin Pandavas, intentional attempt to kill Pandavas, the whole family. So many attempts were made to destroy them. Intentional, not accidental. And still Pandavas gave chance. Still, they were trying to work out a peaceful solution. Even Lord Krishna himself went as a peace messenger to work out something. His Grace Gauranga Prabhu was recently mentioning in the class, I think I shared with some of you, um, where His Grace Gauranga Prabhu and Vishka Prabhu were talking in Bhaktivedanta manner. Someone asked this question, and he mentioned how that yes, disagreements may be there between any parties, between two parties, but what is Vaishnavism? Vaishnavism means to sit and talk, contemplate, discuss, contemplate, and work out a cooperative solution. It can work out, and recently I was hearing his Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu on this matter as well. He said it can work out, the solution can work out when both parties are trying to follow some Vaishnava protocol. But if the Vaishnava protocol is not existent between a family, husband, wife, or between community where one devotee has a disagreement with other, and if the Vaishnava protocol is not followed, then nothing can be done. Then no cooperative, and ultimately it leads to fight. And that's what Krishna is telling, that for a Kshatriya on the battlefield, to follow the non-violent philosophy is the philosophy of fools, Prabhupada is saying. So there's a place for everything. There is a need for everything. And the violence is never the first answer. But as the Shastra says, Sama Dama Danda Bheda. When Sam or when peaceful talks don't work, then sometimes violence and kings need to um, take action through violence. It's not the first solution. It should not be treated as the first solution, but sometimes that's the only solution, because some people don't understand any other language. So let's read this article. Any thoughts before we jump to this article? Anyone has in this text 2.32, which we just read? Okay, so now we'll read an article. I think this news is not unheard by any of you, I believe, that there is an ongoing tension and which is some cross-border violence or war and situation and missiles and attacks and stuff. So I think all of you are very well aware. So His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu recently, in fact today, as you see, May 8th, today wrote this article, and he referred this word to verse 2.32. So it's important for us to be aware of what's happening and also understand it from the Shastric perspective also. So we will read this article. It should take at least 10-15 minutes. And all of you can read maybe a couple of paragraphs each, if that's okay. Anyone would like to read from here?
I can read something.
Yes, Mata.
Indian Defence Forces have demonstrated extraordinary bravery, striking and demolishing multiple terror sites deep in Pakistan, While saluting and applauding these valiant warriors, let's reflect, drawing from Gita wisdom, on 3 points: heroism, hell, and hope. Let's start with heroism. Humanity needs heroes. Ordinary human history at a biological level is just survived is just survival of the fittest. But heroes go beyond biology. They embody sacrifice by the fittest. They are ready to lose their lives so that others can have life. The Bhagavad Gita 2.32 says, "Delighted are the warriors who get the opportunity to fight for a virtuous cause." Let us gradually cherish and celebrate all those Indian soldiers who answered this call with vigor and valor. Should I stop here, Prabhuji?
Mhm. Thank you, Mother. A beautiful line here. They are ready to lose their life so that others can have life. It's certainly valid for those soldiers who are fighting to protect others. And it's also valid for those spiritual heroes. Often they are not considered heroes or, right? For example, brahmacharis, sannyasis, like take example of so many, contemporary sadhus like Gauranga Prabhu, Gaurang Darshan Prabhu, so many sannyasis. They were graduates from IIT. Could they have not come to US or even in India and earned millions or crores of rupees and dollars? Certainly. They were like masterminds in their times, and still are. But they're using, as Gauranga Prabhu was answering, he out of he said there are many people who can donate money, but there are not many people who can educate about Gita. Chaitanya Prabhu also said the same thing. So yes, we should always consider these heroes who are fighting the war and protecting the nation, protecting the innocent. And we should also not forget the heroes like Prabhupada, who gave up their life, who sacrificed their life, who took pain, tapyante lokatapena, who take the tapa, who take this the suffering to give shelter to others. And in some capacity, we should also try to do something. And then we will feel that joy when I'm sure we have done in some capacity, in some tiny capacity, where we took voluntary pain to give gain to others. That pain to give joy to others, to bring positivity in the life of others, to bring them closer to Krishna or to protect them, you know, even on a physical level, you give like a person who is homeless or, very hungry and starving or thirsty, you give them some food and transcendental food and prasadam, you'll feel so happy, right? Because that's the nature of the soul, to serve. And we feel happy when we serve selflessly. So these are real heroes. Hmm. Yes, Radha Bihani Mataji, you want to continue from here?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. The Bhagavad Gita 2.32 says, "Delighted are the warriors who get the opportunity to fight for a virtuous cause." Let us gratefully cherish and celebrate all those Indian soldiers who answered this call with vigor and valor. Now we come to a not so pleasant point: hell. Let's be real. War is not glamorous. It's not cinematic. It's not entertainment. Real war is hell. It destroys lives. It shatters bodies. It crushes families. The recent wars, Russia versus Ukraine, Israel versus Hamas, have shown us a sobering truth. Even when one soldier is stronger, there are no quick victories. War takes a huge toll beyond the battlefield to civilians who to lose their lives or limbs. Want me to read, Prabhu? Okay. Let's look back at the Mahabharata and all the efforts made to avoid war. Though the Pandavas were subjected to multiple atrocities by Duryodhana and were fully justified in launching a war, they still tried their best for a peaceful resolution. Krishna himself went as a peace ambassador and offered terms more accommodating than anyone would expect. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, you can flow. You want to continue from here?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes. Yet Duryodhana, lacking both intelligence and conscience, rejected those offers. And in doing so, he made war inevitable. The resulting war was still hell, but it was a hell necessary to prevent a far worse hell that Duryodhana would have brought onto this world. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you can read a little more if you wish to. This
Unfortunately, today, Pakistan has put itself in Duryodhana's position. He defined his very existence by obsession, by destroying the Pandavas. Similarly, Pakistan, or at least its military leadership, has made hatred for India and the dream of India's destruction the very reason for its own existence. The ethnic cleansing of Kashmiri Hindus and the recent targeted killings of Hindus at Falgram show the kind of hell radicalism will bring if it's not stopped. Even if stopping it requires going through another kind of hell, the lesser hell of war. Thank you, Ji.
Kurukshetra like war. Is a Kurukshetra like war inevitable today? This brings us to the third point, hope. Anyone wants to read the third point? Anyone that's not read wants to read? We can hope that a hellish war doesn't occur. India, as the land of Dharma, desires peace and prosperity not just for itself but for the entire world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. But such hope has to be balanced with realism. Some people will not rest till they destroy what they hate. They will dominate everything they oppose. Such people can't be talked with. Interesting. They must be taught a harsh lesson by being hit with superior force, just as Arjuna did at Virat. Before the Kurukshetra war, he gave the Kauravas a clear warning by single-handedly defeating them at Virat. Today, by striking deep into terrorist strongholds, India has sent a strong message to Pakistan: stop or be shattered. Let us hope that someone on their side listens, that everybody there is not either an obstinate Duryodhana or a blind Dhritarashtra. Gita wisdom teaches that hope for a better world can be realized in two ways: through transcendence, as taught by the Shastra, Scriptural Wisdom 529, and through deterrence, as established by Shastra 1133. Okay, you get a bonus cookie if you can tell which verse is that. Anyone? 529 of Bhagavad Gita. Very famous verse, actually. Okay, I'll give some hints. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, proprietor.
Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Prabhuji.
Yes, that's correct. You want to recite the full verse?
Oh, I try Prabhuji. Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarvalokamaheeshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gnatva Mam Shanti Mrichati.
Very nice. Anyone wants to read the translation of this verse? This is 529 Bhagavad Gita. You can read, Mataji. Yeah.
A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. See, ultimately, Krishna is the Father, Supreme Lord, Supreme Master, Supreme Enjoyer, the beneficiary of all sacrifice. He's known by different names. No, Allah is Almighty, right? The same name, same God, different names, but people fight over that. It's unfortunate, but expecting utopia does not happen in the material world because we have different egos. Until the egos are not aligned with the Supreme, there will always be fight. Fight in a family, fight in a community, fight in the nation, and fight outside the nation. Some are small, some are big, right? $11:33. Oh, sorry. Here. Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labhasva jita shatrun bhunksa rajyam samridham mayitva nihata purvameva nimitta-matra bhavasavyasachi. Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies to enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They're already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. So what was the first aspect that Charan Prabhu mentioned? The 3H we are talking about. Operation Sindhu, the 3H. First is heroism. Talking about the great heroes who are sacrificing their life to protect the life of the others. And we discuss in the spiritual context also. The next H is
Hell.
hell. Yes, war is hell. There is bloodshed. Yes, innocent people are also killed in the war from both sides. We don't wish, we don't want, but that's the nature of a war. Whether it's Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, India, Pakistan, lives will be lost, property will be destroyed. And to say all that is very easy, but those who lose life, they know the amount of suffering and the pain they have to go through. But to avoid a bigger hell, right, these things are required, as the example of Duryodhana and party. As mentioned here, that when I was in a difficult situation, one of my mentors advised me that when two elephants fight, the grass will get trampled, right? When two elephants fight, the grass will get trampled. So two leaders fight, the innocent audience will get trampled. So when two countries fight, innocent cities, people will be affected. But sometimes there's no other way. There is no other way. So to avoid a bigger hell, one has to go through like a surgery, For example, if someone has like a problem in the finger, and like a cancer or some bad cell, tumor or something, and the doctor says, well, you have an option. You can lose your finger, right? And you'll be fine for the rest of your life. Or you can let it grow. Your finger will be there, but your entire lifespan will reduce to 1 year or 2 years. What will an intelligent person choose? To get rid of the finger and have like a normal duration of life, or to keep the finger and have a 1 or 2 years of life? What will all of us do if we are in that situation? Right? I guess like if I'm this, I think okay, take away the one finger, I'll have the 9 to work with. It's not going to be the end of my life. I'll still function for the most part. Right? I guess we all agree with that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So it's painful, right? To lose the finger. It's painful. No one would like that, but sometimes there is no other option. So it's hell to avoid a bigger hell. And then that brings us to the last H is
Hope, Prabhuji.
hope, which we will talk about. We haven't studied that yet. And we studied 2 other reference verses through spiritual wisdom. Basically, there's one God, right? Let us hope that someone on their side, has with the right sanity or the right sense of mind, like not blinded like Dhritarashtra, who could not see the problem with their own, just because it's my son or my wife or my daughter, one should not become blinded. This is Bhagavad Gita's teaching. If Dhritarashtra would have chastised his son, oh my God, what are you doing? Actually, Dhritarashtra, it was told, Dhritarashtra, you have 100 sons. Your this son, when this Duryodhana was born, it was told that this son, you should not keep. He is going to kill all your other sons also. He's going to become an instrument in the death of the entire family. And when sages, it's not just some Tom, Dick, Harry saying that. When great sages who know past, present, and future, they are telling that, Dhritarashtra said, no, he's my foremost son. How can I have 99 other? Forget about that. I don't want to lose. So Dhritarashtra kept that finger and lost the whole body of the family and himself also and everyone else also. So it also shows undue attachment. Undue attachment to anything will lead to problems. And undue attachment makes us blind to the faults of whatever we are attached to, whether it is the kingdom, whether it's the person, whether it's my brother, my son, my daughter, my husband, my wife. Undue attachment will make us blind, and even if they are going in the wrong direction, one will not be able to guide them. Like Vibhishana. Vibhishana was able to guide. Unfortunately, Ravana did not listen. And he said, well, I can't support your adharma, right? He had a choice. Sometimes people don't have a choice, but many times they have, right? Uttanpad, when adharma was happening, when Suruchi was speaking bad to little Dhruva, Uttanpad did not say anything. And it is said, Monera Samiti Lakshanam, to when we say silent and adharma is happening. And we stay silent, basically we are supporting dharma. So we discussed that point in detail. And Sultanpad could have done something about that situation, but he was unduly attached to Suruchi. He could not, he was a henpecked husband at that time at least. He could not say anything. And injustice was happening. And later he will pay the price. So Shastras teach us all the right politics. So let's read. Anyone wants to read? from here? Just a few lines are left.
I can read, Prabhuji, if nobody's there.
Yes, ma'am.
By studying and sharing Gita wisdom, we can hope that more people become ready to rise to a higher consciousness where they see the commonality, commonality of our shared humanity and spirituality and transcend superficial differences. But for those who insist on staying stuck in lower consciousness, who buy into radical ideologies and give into self serving mentalities, who believe that their existence is meant to eradicate others' existence, force is necessary to stop them in their tracks, not in the hope that they will change their heart, will but that they will care for their head. Will ideology listen to rationality? Time will tell. Let us pray for and support those who take up the difficult task of protecting peace because sometimes heroes must walk through hell to give hope a chance. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Very, very nicely written. There are people in this world who have very radical ideologies that, my way is the only way, my way is the best way. And if you're not practicing my way, you are hellish and you don't live, you don't need to live and you must die. So that's grossly bad, right? Who are we to decide who has the right to live or not? So if some fanatical people are doing adharma with their self-serving mentalities and believe that their existence is meant to eradicate others' existence, then force is necessary. Peaceful talks don't work. We can't hope, oh, one day they'll change. So we can't hope that they will change their heart, but they will care for their head, basically, care for their life and stop doing wrong things. So that's the hope. And it is also mentioned that different people understand different things. Some people understand words. Some people, in Hindi they say "Lato ke bhoot baaton se nahi mante." Right? It's funny, but it is truth. Some people need force. Some people, the people in the mode of goodness, will understand peaceful talks. Will work out. Okay, maybe I made a mistake. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see your perspective. I understand it must be difficult. So peaceful communication can happen. But sometimes you try to talk, there's some maybe disagreement, you try to talk, you don't want to talk, try to talk, you're always shouting, you try to talk, you're always shouting. Then what? Peaceful negotiations, peaceful discussions are not working out. Then force has to be used. It's not the first thing, but it is required in many situations, and this situation is certainly one of them. So we hope that this will bring good. Heroes must walk through hell to give a hope, a chance. And let's pray that the heroes who are doing their duty to to protect dharma and destroy adharma, may Krishna bless them and guide them and give them the strength, the energy, and the intelligence. And we also pray that innocent people on any side, there is minimal harm to those. Any thoughts, comments in this whole topic or discussion? Thoughts, comments?
Thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you for explaining nicely, wonderful way. So the same thing I was thinking, like after this Jammu Kashmir's thing happened, and because we always in ISKCON we say about the karma philosophy and all the things. So one of our Tampa, one of the Bengali devotee also, he left his body. He went for vacation there, and how the karma takes place, like he went from US to India, and from India, that on that spot that day he was there, like how karma brings back all the things on that time. So I was just so much contemplating on that, like in this young age, he has 4-year-old kid, and how cruel people are like in this Kali Yuga. And I can't imagine like at the end of Kali Yuga, how people are going to be like in this Kali Yuga itself, like even though in the so many devotees association, we are facing this kind of difficult situations, then how it's going to be. So as Prabhupada mentioned, in 10,000 years, we have to try to finish our spiritual activities or go back to Krishna, because at the end of Kali Yuga, it's so difficult to practice bhakti also. So thank you for explaining in a spiritual way to understand by connecting to the Bhagavad Gita shlokas, and nicely explaining, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. It is, yeah, it is certainly heartbreaking to see and hear all that, and pray and do our best. What can we do? Our best in this current situation. Some things are beyond our circle of, many things actually, circle of influence, but what we can do, certainly you can offer prayers, yes, for those who are fighting for dharma, risking their lives, right? You can pray for them. You can pray for the innocent people who lost their lives, their families, right? And we can also help to be an instrument of change. Change here, I mean to share Krishna consciousness, to share that we're the children of the same Father, to share that God comes through different forms. Let's develop universal brotherhood. Prabhupada came to make a home where the whole world can live peacefully. So basically, by preaching and sharing Krishna consciousness, that's in all of ours, we have some role there. We can take some active role there to help ourselves and to help friends, families, relatives, people in our town, village, city, and it will make a difference. It will certainly make a difference. Any other thoughts, comments before we wrap up for today? Okay, so I guess we'll pause here. And tomorrow there's a special class on Narshinga's Chaturdashi's preparing consciousness. So please attend that by Shital Mataji. And on the Sunday, there is Darshan Chaturdashi festival. So, Gandhi Prabhu, thank you for joining. It's been a while. How are you?